Honored and venerable High Lama, if only you knew how I've looked forward to this moment. I've waited most of my lifetime to be summoned to your inspiring presence.
How fortunate you're here, my son. You arrived in India just in time for our famine festival.
And just to think that of all the gurus, you have selected me to be your successor.
I didn't really select you. I just didn't feel like fighting you for the title.
I'm sure I'll like it here. It's so beautiful, so calm. I feel that I've truly found my razor's edge.
Ah, yes, my son. You'll find true peace here.
I sure hope so. Where I used to live, down on the Lower East Side, it was always fist, fist, fist. I was 27 years old before I found out I had fingers.
Fantastic. Tell me, how was your trip?
Exhausting. To reach you, I traveled thousands of miles. I crossed burning deserts, forded the treacherous streams, and then I had to scale this precipitous, steep mountain.
Stupid kid, why didn't you take an elevator?
Because they're all stuck on the 18th crag. As a result, it has taken me months of climbing, inching my way upwards, day and night, night and day.
You are the one.
Only me beneath the moon and under the sun.
That's music to my ears, boy. But if you traveled alone, who's that carrying your trunk and shivering?
It's just my cold porter.
Compose yourself, my boy. Rest and meditate. Here in Shangaroo, you will find as years go by, your wisdom will increase in the performance of your new job.
While we're on the subject, just what does this job pay?
Yeah. See, you've only been here 5 minutes and already you're getting smarter.
One question, OKG1. Why are you leaving Sanguri?
That's Shangaroo, son, but you'll be here long enough to learn it. I'm leaving because they say I'm too old. True, my eyes aren't quite what they used to be, and I can't remember how Anne Margaret looks in the bikini from 1 minute to the next.
No disrespect intended, or exalted one, but you must have gotten your first haircut with Samson.
Why do you say that?
Because you're still using a calendar from Delilah's barber shop.
Enough of this talk of age. Here in Shangaroo, time means nothing. You'll just have to get used to the slower pace of living. Even our mail deliveries take more time.
How much more?
Look what came to me yesterday. A postcard from Rudyard Kipling.
Interesting. He says he's toying with the idea of becoming a writer. It just occurred to me, High Lama. I imagine it gets pretty lonely way up here, waiting for mail. So tell me, have you ever been married?
Oh, yes, my son. But after only 4 months here, she fell apart.
She fell apart.
That's what I get for marrying a girl who was made by a Hong Kong tailor. Now, come with me, my son. There's so much I have to tell you. But first, we must meditate together in one of my favorite spots.
All right, which one?
Take your pick. We can stroll through Khyber Pass or sit on Fanny Hill.
Let's do both.
You want to do both?
Right, let's make a pass at Fanny Hill.
Oh, that's good thinking.
Tell me, Almighty One, with me taking over your job as High Lama, what's going to happen to you?
They're kicking me downstairs, and after my giving them the best centuries of my life.
And what will you be doing in your new job?
Well, thanks to my seniority, they're giving me a choice of 2 jobs. I can be the stick man in a fascination parlor, or I can fly point in a roto-rooter squadron. That one should help me get rid of my problems.
And away go troubles down the track.
Many people believe that a guru's day is spent on a lofty mountaintop, quietly contemplating his navel. Nothing, however, could be farther from the truth. To illustrate, we bring you a typical working day in the life of Maharishi Rocky Yogurt.
Well, now, let's see what's on my agenda. Where are those notes I made? Oh, here they are. 1, have love beads restrung. 2, have sheet laundered. 3, have sandals soled and heeled. 4, order barbed wire strung to keep out deserters from the Peace Corps. 5, spend rest of day on lofty mountaintop, quietly contemplating my navel. I'm home, Tiger Lily.
All right, nature boy. Big deal. The Gaga Guru's home. Maha, be sure to leave your sandals on the front porch. Now that we're living on the edge of the Ganges, I don't want you tracking our house into the mud.
All right, my Hindu passion flower. And now how about a dread big kiss for your balmy swami?
I would, but I can't stand kissing with a beard.
Me neither. It's high time you start shaving. Am I pooped?
I'll scream if you tell me once more what a hard day you had at the ashram. How about an intimate little candlelight dinner, sweetie?
How romantic. What made you think of that?
Oh, it occurred to me when Con Ed turned off the lights. Well, aren't you going to get dressed for dinner?
Of course, just as soon as I find my love beads. Have you seen them?
Yes. I let Junior have them for a jump rope.
Lola's blossom, you're taking advantage of me just because I'm a man of non-violence.
I've known that since I watched your first fight.
Gallatin Ganty, what's that?
Oh, that's Junior practicing the sitar lesson.
Oh, I thought maybe he was having his appendix extracted without ether.
Sounds like a string bagpipe. But how was your day today, honey?
Positively devastating, Pet. This training to become the world's champion middleweight guru is no cinch.
Oh, say, have I got a surprise for you, Guru?
You're leaving me?
You should be so lucky, Buster. You know that antelope skin you always wanted?
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll probably have to eat bark for the rest of the week. But I got you one out of my household allowance.
As my latest convert, little orphan Annie would say, leaping lizards, there's nothing like sitting on an antelope skin to give you vibrations.
Well, you'll get plenty from this one.
How come?
The antelope is still wearing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd here at the airport cannot be held in check much longer. Everyone's crowded in for a look at the exciting new guru whose plane has just arrived.
Flight 998, marked down from Flight 10, will be unloading shortly. Passengers will be disembarking from Gate 12.
I'm standing at the unloading ramp of the great guru's plane, the Beast of Bombay. In a few moments, we'll see him. This will be his first visit since emerging from hibernation in his Catskill Mountains retreat, his kosher Shangri-La. The excitement is intense. The crowd is surging forward, and here he is now, the great man himself, Maharishi Rocky Yogurt. He's standing at the door of the plane, dressed in his flowing robe. That's a wash and wear robe that hasn't dried yet. The Maharishi is carrying a dozen long-stemmed American beauty roses. Now he's coming down the petal-strewn ramp, still clutching the dozen roses and 2 stewardesses. Salam, Maharishi. Salam.
Maharishi Rocky, that's my name. Guru Meditations, that's my game. I play the hardest guitar in this whole land. I'm Maharishi Rocky of the Lonely Heart Club Band. I taught those English singers the art of finding joy. I taught that famous movie Quinn, the one looks like a boy. But then they up and left me and didn't blow my mind. 'Cause I still owned the bakery and they left their bread behind. Maharishi Rocky, that's my name. Guru Meditation, that's my game. I play the hardest guitar in this whole land. I'm Maharishi Rocky of the Lonely Heart Club Band. I may indulge in yoga, depends on where I sit. I sometimes need some yogurt, but just to keep me fit. I don't smoke funny cigarettes and never take a drink. 'Cause nothing gets me higher than just to sit and think. Maharishi Rocky, that's my name. Guru Meditations, that's my game. I play the hardest guitar in this whole land. I'm Maharishi Rocky of the Lonely Heart Club Band. Maharishi Rocky, that's my name. Guru Meditation, that's my game. I play the hardest guitar in this whole land. I'm Maharishi Rocky of the Lonely Heart Club Band.
Well, I'll be darned, so to speak. Are there any more at home like you?
No, but there was many in Australia. Our creed is, wherever we think we can do, we can do.
What do you call yourselves?
The Kangaroos.
What's in that bag you're carrying?
About 3 quarts of champagne. She was sitting next to me, and I had to help her off the plane.
I'm sorry, Guru. I meant the other bag.
Oh, you mean the sober one. That's my sitar.
Oh, the sitar is one of those very complicated stringed instruments, isn't it?
Not only that, they're hard to play.
So I've heard. And they make all kinds of weird sounds when you strike them.
Which one, the bag or my sitar?
I meant the sitar.
You should hear the bag.
Do you always carry the sitar with you?
Always. It helps me meditate.
I understand its provocative sounds help you to concentrate while you're playing.
No, the silence helps me when I stop.
Oh, would you tell us a little about the sitar?
As Ravashanki would say, certainly. First of all, the sitar has 18 strings. Naturally, it's very difficult to keep all of them in tune.
And it's very important that they all be perfectly tuned.
Of course. You see, only 6 of the strings are the playing strings. The other strings must be kept in tune, too, as to catch the sympathetic vibrations which in turn harmonically amplified by the way of responsive simpatico, thus giving us an overall tonal impression which is reflected from the body of the instrument and then projected to the audio sense of the ear. Do you understand all that?
Well, yes, perfectly.
Then I wish you explain it to me.
Tell me, Maharishi, how long have you been studying the sitar?
About 18 years, or was it 19?
You play it very well.
Who plays? I'm still learning how to tune it.
Today we take you to California, to the gymnasium of Smog University for a visit with America's new spiritual leader, Maharishi Rocky Yogurt. That's a cultured yogi, folks. The Maharishi is just concluding his talk on the advantageous aspects of transcendental meditation.
Now then, are there any other questions? One at a time, please. One at a time.
Maharishi, what can we do to improve our student body?
You can enroll Raquel Welch. Next question, please.
My chemistry prof tells me the reason I can't keep up with my studies is because I drink too much. Tell me, will I ever make the dean's list?
Certainly, Dean Martins. Next, please.
What do you think of LSD?
He ain't a bad president. Next question.
Maharishi, when you're meditating with your followers, how do you get them to relax and think? Do you lead with just the right subject?
No, I lead with a left hook, then a right cross. That relaxes them. Next.
What do you think of free love?
It's certainly better than paying for it. Next.
Do I have to study English lit?
No, indeed. You'll learn more if you're sober.
Maharishi, my folks find fault with me because my hair is long. How do you feel about long hair?
My son, it's not how long you wear your hair that counts. It's how long you keep it.
Say, how can you tell a male hippie from a female hippie?
Simply pitch one. If you get slapped, it's a boy.
How do you feel about faculty members dating co-ed?
I'm against it. No teacher should major in minors.
Maharishi, are you in favor of miniskirts?
By all means, but be careful. I know a girl who fell asleep while wearing a miniskirt and some hoodlum stole her kneecaps.
Maharishi, do you agree with the president's proposed travel ban? I mean, should we really see America first?
By all means, but quickly, before Howard Hughes buys it.
What do you think about transsexual operations?
Would you repeat that question,
I
please?
said, what do you think about transsexual operations?
Good day and happy meditating.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we take you to Maharishi Rocky's celebrity ashram where he is meditating with the stars.
I'm the oldest and fastest gunman in the West. That's fact, no brag. For years now, I've been looking all over the West, trying to find my son, Will Sonnet. He's a gunman, too. Folks say he's a killer. Maharishi, what do you suppose made my son turn bad? After all, I'm as fine a parent as ever shot a sheriff in the back.
In the Old West, children didn't have fun toys like flamethrowers, grenades, and machine guns. In fact, they had very few forms of recreation. As a parent, you should have helped your son start a club, something like a little league lynch mob. It helps teach kids law and order.
Maharishi, I'm sure you have seen me in dozens of bad movies. I usually play the heavy. Now I've got a skinny 16-year-old kid who's all arms and legs. Should I worry?
Not at all. I was 30 years old before I got ahead.
Hey, Maharishi, you used to be a fighter too, like me. So how come you gave up your boxing career and became a thinker?
In 3 words, Sugar Ray Robinson.
I'd like to ask you a question, Maharishi. I've been a star on television now for about 20 years. Do you think I'll ever have a really, really big talent?
Never. But don't worry, nobody shakes hands like you do.
Maharishi Rocky, I'm still looking for the perfect wife. Can you tell me, what is your description of a perfect wife?
Certainly. It's a girl who isn't afraid to be the first to leave the canasta party.
Maharako, I'm a singer. Lately I've been going around with such a long face it takes me twice as long to shave. In fact, I can read an entire issue of the Reader's Digest and still feel depressed. I guess it's because my wife left me. So until I can get her to come back, how can I get the kissing I need without cheating on her?
I suggest that every time you order a drink in the saloon, you ask for a glass with lipstick on it.
Perhaps you wonder what I am doing here in broad daylight, Maharishi. But I was so anxious to see you today that I gave up my coffin break. You see, I am tired of looking into mirrors and not being able to see myself. What can I do about it?
Try Madison Avenue. They'll give you a new image.
My problem is this, Guru. Lately, Hollywood has had me wearing so many disguises, I don't know who I am. I've been a stupid southern sheriff, a pawnbroker, a priest, a hairdresser, a producer, a German janitor. And all I want to do is play the part of W.C. Fields. Listen.
Ah, yes, my little chickadee. Anyone who hates children and dogs can't be all bad.
Dad, don't you think I deserve to play Fields?
Indeed I do, but not smaller than 40 acres.
Pardon me, Maharishi. There's another gentleman out here that has a question for you.
Play the song, Sam. Moonlight and roses, never out of date. That's right. You know, I've always said that kids should be seen and not heard. The teenagers today are a lot of little Huckleberry Dillingers. What do you think, Maha?
To tell you the truth, teenagers have changed very little through the ages, as the story will illustrate.
I like stories.
Well, once upon a time, back in the Middle Ages, the widow Baron Graffiti, Graffiti lived in a castle with 15-year-old son, Cedric.
I like it. I'm all for them young brats.
Well, anyway, while Lionel was learning to be a knight, the Baron spent his time chasing around with titled ladies.
I like titled ladies, too. I dig smart broads.
Of course, the Baron didn't tell Cedric anything about this, and one night while he was in his bedroom thinking about the fortune he had spent on the girls to put them with chastity belts, suddenly there was a knock on the door.
Come in. Cedric, my son, what can I do for you?
Oh, Father, as long as you're not going out tonight, can I have the keys to the girls?
Heavens to Betsy, what is this?
A present for you, Maharishi. A 5-pound box of kisses all from me. Oh.
If that's my present, I prefer my past. However, please come in, madam or sir, whichever one of you is hiding behind that mop of hair.
It's just me, itty-bitty him.
You can say that again, but don't. And besides your problem, what's on your mind?
My trouble is, I love everybody. I love them. Here I am, 40 years old, and I still haven't learned how to make a fist.
You should have lived in my old neighborhood. You don't have to make a fist. They grew out of the end of your arms. Now, what can I do for you?
Tell me how to make friends. I want people to love me. How? How do I do it?
That's easy. You can stop singing, or whatever it is you do. What else do you do?
Oh, the Dodgers are so swell. I love baseball. They're so, I don't know how to say it, they're so healthy. And that Don Drysdale, isn't he wonderful? He's so strong. He pitches the ball. He shakes me up so much. I'd love to go into the dressing room, but they won't let me.
You should try to be happy. Laugh it up. You should learn to smile. Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Oh, that's the spirit. That's it, laugh.
When you're laughing,
oh.
When you're laughing,
everybody's so happy.
The sun comes shining through.
The beautiful sun. What a wonderful
But when you're crying,
nobody cry.
You bring out the rain.
The rain
so
is
stop
smiling.
your sighing.
Sighing rain, wonderful.
Be happy again.
Oh,
Keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.